Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Thursday, our Thoughtful Thursday, January 17th. January 17th. Okay, so I was reviewing the book that I wanted to bring to you today. And again, every Thursday will be a Thoughtful Thursday, talking about a book or an article or a TED Talk or something that has meant a lot to me. Or hello for all who are joining me, and thank you for joining me. If it made a difference in my life. And so here's what I want to start out by saying that you could read an entire college or university's library. You could do that until or if you decide to use the and apply the information. It will not change your life. Even the perspectives. You may give me kudos and send up the red hearts and kissy faces and oh wow, thank you very much, until or if you decide and choose to apply a different perspective. That's all I'm offering, a different perspective. Until you apply it, until you think into it, until you accept the challenges that I offer, nothing changes. And so for me, books have always done that for me, or I don't read them. I mean, I might start out, and if it's just not kicking in, so it has to mean something to change your life. So this book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey. I did a study. I looked at. I write in my books. Very rarely will I borrow a book because I write in books. Talking about some unlearning, I had to unlearn that books are sacred, don't ever write in them. Well, I get a whole lot more out of them when I write in them. So don't ever let me borrow one of your books, okay? But 21 years ago in 1998, I did this study of the seven habits of highly effective people, and it literally changed my thinking. It changed my thought process about so many things. And so I just wanted to pull out a couple of things. There is that whole idea about a paradigm. A paradigm is a thought process. The way you think about certain things is your paradigm. And again, thank you for all who are joining me. It is a paradigm. And so Stephen Covey was saying, if you want significant changes, you have to shift your thinking. He said, if you want small changes, work on your behavior. But if you want quantum leap changes, work on your paradigm, work on your thinking. And so, one of the questions that was in here, what conditions contribute to a paradigm shift? And back in 1998, I listed trauma, drama, change, and ultimatums. And looking at that, I was like, good night. What in the world was going on in my what in the world was going on in my life that I said trauma, drama, change, and ultimatums were the things that were happening in my life that caused a shift in my thinking. We will never go anywhere. We will never begin to change anything or our environment, the people around us, nothing change until we make the decision to change this. Again, I can change a behavior. Okay, that's lightweight. That's going to be a short, small, low weight change. If you want to really begin to take you higher and further and prepare you for all that God has prepared for you, this is going to have to change. And so this book, this study at the time helped me to do that. And so when I was looking back, like trauma and drama, change and ultimatums, good night, girl, what was going on? Well, I thought back, And within 2.5 months of each other, my mother passed away and our youngest daughter was born. I remember that very tumultuous time in my life. It was a lot going on all at once. And so there had to be a shift. I wasn't out seeking a shift in my paradigm. Life caused me to make a shift. And it made a difference in my life. Something else that I learned from this book, I'm telling you, I am not the same woman I was back in 1998. I am almost unrecognizable, specifically in the area of how I treat people. Now, I've always been sort of nice. Well, that's pushing it. Nice is not, I wouldn't even really describe myself as, oh my goodness, she's so nice. Not necessarily. But I think back to that timeline and following, because it was a paradigm shift in that, because I am very hard to offend. It takes a lot to offend me. I'm just not easily offended. You won't, hurt my feelings, you hurt my feelings, and I'm gonna run off and cry. That's just not my design. And because I'm not easily offended, I treated everyone as if they were not easily offended. And that wasn't the truth. That wasn't the case for everyone. And I messed up. I broke several relationships. I damaged several relationships because I treated people from my perspective. I treated people as if everyone took forever to be offended and didn't get their feelings hurt very often. Going through this book made me realize that the way we treat others influences their behavior. It influences their performance. Okay, so if I wasn't getting the behavior I wanted, and I was in leadership at the time, if I wasn't getting the outcome that I wanted, this began to help me realize, okay, the way you're treating them impacts their behavior. The way you speak to people impacts how they produce things, what you make of them. And so I wrote this note to myself. I need to treat this person as if he were already at his potential. And if I can say, well, I'd do this if he'd act right, then I need to start acting right now. I need to start doing that right now. I need to give things to people on credit. I need to begin to treat them as if they were energetic and took the initiative and were not lazy. I need to treat them as if they were already acting it. Treat them as if they were already producing it, as if. So, okay, I'm just pulling out a couple of things. I'm telling you, you're going to be the same person you are 5 years from now, with the exception of the people you meet and bring into your environment and the books you read. What are you reading? What are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding yourself? If it's a diet full of junk food and murder, and you're trying to figure out who the murderer is, that's your entire diet, that will create how you think. It impacts the way you think. This idea of win-win. I am an extremely competitive person. And so this book introduced to me the concept of having a win-win paradigm. In that he says, win-win is a belief in the third alternative. It's not your way or my way, it's a better way. That was a paradigm shift for me. I had to begin thinking in a different manner like that to get different results. And I promise you, today, if it can't be win-win, I'm not interested in it. I'm just not interested in you winning and my losing. My I get to win, but you lose. No, there is another alternative. How about we do some compromising? How about we come up with a win-win? So I'm just, this was one of those. And then one of my, and so he goes through 7 habits, if you're not familiar with it. One other thing, and I'm going to close it up because it's already late. He did a companion, his son did a companion book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. So either way, you could do this as a family. If you're going to apply it, it can literally change your life. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is the book chosen for today's Thoughtful Thursday. Even if you read it years ago, this is one of those books that you can pull off the shelf because you're not the same person that you were years ago when you read it. Things will look differently, it'll feel differently. You didn't fit anymore the same way as before. So this is one of those oldies but goodies, but it impacted my life to the point where I'm walking it out. It went from head down to here, and I walk it out now. That's the whole purpose to me. For me, that's the purpose of spending time with books. You'll be the same person you were 5 years from now, with the exception of the people you meet and bring into your environment and the books you read. Until next time, take real good care of yourselves. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for introducing to others to me on YouTube and bringing them into your Facebook family. I appreciate you.